Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Justin. Kanishka and I are so excited to make this video because it is the first of many covering the 2018 Olympic Games. And this video, we will be talking about the men's short program and the team event. Kanishka, thank you so much for doing this video with me.
Of course, yeah, it's always exciting to get that first Olympic event out of the way, so.
Yes, I'm going to rely on you because, as most of my viewers know, I've been super busy lately. I am away from home for work doing a program, and I'm pretty sleep deprived and really tired, and you are going to be the one to double check my facts. So let's just get right into it. The protocols haven't even been uploaded yet, so we're just going to go off of memory. I watched it on television behind me, and Kanishka, you watched the live stream, correct?
I watched two different telecasts. So I watched the NBC, which you're probably watching right now, and then I'm also watching the British Eurosport stream as well, just because I wanted to see what the contrast is. And NBC tends to go into like fluff pieces and political
Yes.
chat. So I decided that I wanted to have two different feeds in case a skater is being missed. And I guess we'll get into that when Alexei Bychenko comes up. So
Absolutely. Well, let's start by saying overall a lot of mistakes happened.
yes.
I was not expecting so many disastrous performances, so many falls from men who I did not expect to falter at all. But Shoma Uno, the last skater of this event, saved the day by being relatively clean, being the only man to score above 100. I believe his score was a little over 103. I'm going to let you talk about him because I was half awake as he skated, but it looked pretty good. You know, a little dicey on the first quad flip combination. Was that correct?
Well, usually he doesn't go for a quad flip combination, but it was the first element in his program, the quad flip, which he fell on.
That's
and
right.
I think people were easily convinced that this is going to be another disaster performance from a top man, because that's what we saw from the previous two skaters, which were Nathan Chen and Mikhail Kolyada from Russia. I'm just going to call him Russia because that's much easier on my head.
That works.
But he was able to redeem himself in the second half of that program, landing a beautiful triple axel and, of course, the quad toe, triple toe combination as well. So he was able to salvage a decent performance and rightfully in the lead after this short program phase. However, I do question the judging a little bit because I would not have gotten 100 points on this particular night. However, he is Shoma Uno, and he is definitely a contender for a gold medal in the individual event, so I'm not at all surprised that the judges did go with the 100 plus.
Yeah, I was going to say Shoma was good, but mainly because everyone else was so bad, you know? He's had much better performances and scored right around this mark. So maybe if that quad flip would have been clean. And I actually don't think this was the best performance he gave. It was still a really good one. Kanishka, a little worried about the landing of that triple axel, but still so impressed that he's able to pull it off in the middle of choreography. The spread eagle going in and out of it always takes my breath away.
Agreed. Those deep knees that he uses to land those jumps are very evident. And Daisuke Takahashi did that back when he was in his peak in his career. And it's great to see that kind of like translate into the young ones that are now contending for Olympic gold medal at these Olympics. So it's like a full circle, really.
Yeah, and it's interesting. So we have to note that with the team event, it's not about the points, it's about the placements. So even though Shoma had a huge lead over the other guys, we'll have to see what the other countries do in the other disciplines. I think, you know what? Everyone thinks that it's going to be Russia, USA, and Canada, not in that order, just to get the medals. But Japan has an option now, or Japan has a chance.
Kind of, yeah. But I guess
think they could. We'll see.
Well, we'll have to see how the pairs and the ice dance in particular will do for Japan. But I think they kind of know that they're in like that little dark horse kind of category where they could probably sneak up to a bronze, which people are right now calling United States, but again,
Yeah.
like with Nathan Chen's fourth place here in the short program, it puts that into question a little bit. So
Yeah, maybe their goal is to qualify for the free programs because I believe just the top five qualify unless there's a tie.
yeah,
Okay. Shall we move on to everybody else? So you got to see the Israeli skater Alexei Bychenko, which I missed because NBC felt the need to show another Nathan Chen fluff piece, and I'm so mad. But it sounded like he skated perfectly clean technically. Am I correct?
he did. Yeah, he landed all his technical elements very well. I think a
Including
lot
a quad.
of the quad combination.
Yeah.
Yep, and I think that's what was able to keep him within striking distance of perhaps a top placement here, you know?
Mhm.
Because that quad combination is a elusive one, especially for the men. Um, Obviously, I think the judges held him back on program components. He's just not up there with the rest of the men for that. But again, with the way that the rest of the men stacked up here in the short program, rightfully so, he was second place. And I have no disagreements with the judging there.
Great. So, I didn't watch him, but from what I can remember, when he skates clean, it's almost like he's a very joyful skater to watch. Did you feel that tonight?
Yeah, I did. Like he was very excited when the jumps were working. Like he got excited, and it's kind of funny that you said that. When you watch him do well, he looks like he's having a lot of fun. I know we can make this joke, but on his ISU bio page, it says like one of his hobbies is
Yes.
partying. So I
I
guess
actually love that he mentions that as a hobby for his ISU profile. I love
I'm
it.
sure he's partying tonight. You know, because he skated a great short program. Korean
Oh,
party time
that's
for
so
Alexei
great for
Bachenko.
him. So we're not sure if he's going to skate a long program yet because it depends on the
The
other
rest of
members of
them.
his team. Oh, well, if he doesn't skate a long program, hey, he's got this under his belt. What a great confidence boost going into the individual competition in like a week and a half or 2 weeks.
Agreed. Yeah, I think that if anything, it'll inspire him to continue training and prepare for the individual events. So,
Okay. Time to segue on to the hot messes of the men's team event in the short program. Patrick Chan, third place, 81.66 versus Nathan Chen, 80.61. Let's see if I can remember because I'm half awake. Patrick Chan did not do a single clean technical element.
nope.
No, not the axle, not the quad. Yeah, I mean, beautiful skater nonetheless, but with two deductions, I personally think 81.66 sounds pretty generous for what Patrick actually produced.
81 would be a great score for anyone that's just up and coming. So, to have three major mistakes, two falls, 81 was a little bit high, in my opinion. And don't get me wrong, like, I do appreciate Patrick Chan's skating skills and choreography and everything else. However, being that this is a technical program and he had no clean technical elements, I felt like he was a little bit gifted in the program component marks. But it is still relatively close between him and Nathan. So even though they're probably not going to be the ones that are competing in the free program, I still think that I wouldn't complain really about the judging as much as I want to,
Hmm.
because at the end of the day, like the name of the game is the individual event where the scores actually do matter for the skater.
Yeah.
Obviously, they don't want to let their team down either, but
Although Patrick Chan was quoted saying that his main goal is to help Canada in the team
and
events.
also the commentators were referring to him as like the weak link. So, well, weak link no more if he's in third. So, mm,
Yeah. So that was interesting. And then Nathan Chen, my boy Nathan Chen of the United States.
uh,
His performance actually wasn't disastrous. It's probably disastrous for him. It's so weird seeing him do a quad double combination. Wasn't it a quad flip double toe? Like shaky landing on that quad flip. But I didn't think it was over then until he popped the intended quad toe and you get
Yeah.
0 points for a double. Then the axel, he just went down. Otherwise, I think the commentators were saying this on NBC at least, is that Nathan Chen's short program is one of the best choreographed short programs this season of the men, and I would agree with that. So it's really unfortunate that the jumps weren't there for someone who's known for being amazing technically.
Agreed. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It seems like the pressure really got to him. I think, I don't know, one of my friends who's like a non-skating fan messaged me and was just like, oh, that was so bad. I'm like, well, you don't know how much pressure these top men have because the team event is totally different from the individual event, you know? Like, you're skating for your entire team. And I think that he put so much pressure on himself to skate well here. And after that quad flip double toe, which, again, as you mentioned, Justin, that quad flip was a little bit shaky. It almost looked like his concentration kind of like lapsed. And we knew that he was going to struggle with that triple axel because that is his weak jump. But to see him make a mistake on both of those two elements, it really did cost him. And I think even he was quoted by NBC to say that he was disappointed. And he didn't say it was awful, but he just said it was very disappointing that he kind of let his team down. But I'm crossing my fingers that we do qualify for the free program.
I
And
really hope we do.
yeah, so then we can redeem ourselves and hopefully capture that bronze medal that we were able to do last Olympic cycle.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you caught on Twitter, a lot of the skating fans, were expressing their feelings and not feelings of content with how the event went. But Jeremy Abbott tweeted saying that the Olympics is a super stressful competition because it happens once every 4 years, and we have to remember that before we go like attacking a skater. And that's actually very true. And being myself, I'm not a professional athlete, but I don't like being under any kind of pressure with like school or work or with friends. So I can only imagine how vulnerable these skaters are going out into center ice for the whole world to view them. We have to remember that they're humans too. But then again, we are fans and we like to see our favorite skaters do well.
Definitely.
Yeah, Nathan Chen, the one good thing about the team event is that I think Tara Lipinski said this on the NBC broadcast, is that if you do skate poorly, it's kind of a good way to kind of let out the nerves so you can be more composed for the individual events, which, she has a point there.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. Next up, do you want to talk about Han Yan in 7th place? That was so heartbreaking.
So Han Yan, he did not skate very well here either. However, I'm glad that he was able to at least have enough component marks, because I know like nowadays judges do hold back on giving component marks to a skater that may have performed well in the past, but not been performing as well as of recent times.
Mm-hmm.
So, despite the way that he skated, I'm happy to see that he was in 7th place, ahead of Kolyada, because I thought Kolyada might have got the higher component marks and, I don't know, gone ahead of him.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to see that he was in 7th. But I'm really proud of the Korean skater who skated first out of the blocks, and he was able to skate really.
Did I just skip over him? I can't believe I did. Yes, he was in 6th place.
Yeah, so I was really proud of him, and to skate that well in front of his home country, kudos to him. Again, like Han Yan, I'm glad that he's at least in 7th right now. I don't really know how the rest of the entries for the different events will go for China, but yeah, it's too early to call. But pairs are skating right now as we speak, so
That's true. It was so exciting to see Junwon Cha of Korea just start the event off on such a high note. Oh, I was like, yes, this is what the Olympics are all about. This young kid who's 16, and at the Olympics, what was I doing at 16? Not training for the Olympic Games. It was so great.
Sure.
And it kind of went downhill from there. So I'm kind of glad he went first. Really impressed that he was able to stay on his feet and he had that big, excited look on his face, skating in front of a home crowd. So great for him. Han Yan, it was not a good skate. None of the technical elements were working for him. However, as you said, it could have been a lot worse scoring wise. He could have, if the judges wanted to, they could have placed him 10th here if they wanted to.
Yeah,
But they
there's like a
didn't.
three-way tie too. If you look at this,
Yeah,
like a three-way tie between fifth, sixth, and seventh place. So that's kind of cool.
yeah,
But
that is
again,
cool. And it's
points are not.
unfortunate because I love his short program. Actually, I love all of Han Yan's programs as of the past 2 or 3 years. They're very like romantic. I think I say this in every recap that I talk about him. Like, I think he's a hopeless romantic, and he's showing that on the ice, which is very interesting for a Chinese skater. But I personally love it. So it's really unfortunate that he did not deliver here in the team events. I pray to God, even though I'm not religious, that he does it a lot better in the individual event. And then the next person, maybe the last person we talk about in this recap, Kanishka, would be Mikhail Kolyada of Russia, skating under the neutral flag, because we all know why. In eighth place. Oh my gosh, talk about the doors being wide open for you to take over and do something great for your career and your team. And he just fell under that Olympic curse.
Yeah, I think Kolyada actually he's one of those kind of skaters that kind of like thrives on the audience energy. And I feel like since a lot of the Russian athletes are not here, in, or the athletes that are competing for Russia or the neutral flag, they're not there in the seats. You know, like
That's right.
his team is not there really. So he doesn't really have like anyone really cheering loudly enough for him to like really like bank on that. And I feel like that kind of also was a detriment for him.
You're right.
That I don't know where when he popped that jump into a double, I think that was the end. You know, it was just like that's 0 points. So costly errors, and however, the other disciplines are strong for Russia. So I don't expect this eighth place from Kolyada to really affect too much in the standings. To be honest,
I mean, maybe it'll make the difference between gold and silver, but they'll get a
yeah,
medal. You're right, Kolyada does feed off of the energy of the audience and his teammates because he is a fun, uplifting skater when he's on. Even sometimes when he makes one mistake, he's still on. It's interesting that the judges chose not to prop up his program component marks because they can do that sometimes. And just to be clear to all of you viewing, the protocols are not up yet, so we decided to just make this video as quick as possible so we could get back and watch the pairs short programs for the team event. And then I don't know my schedule for filming. I have a lot going on, as most of you know and are probably tired of hearing me say. So the events that I can recap, I will do right away. So
So just letting you know, Justin,
yeah.
they are up right now.
Oh,
So
they
the
are up? Oh.
protocols. So definitely go check them out if you have not done so already.
Who won
And
in components? Shoma.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Or yeah, you beat out Chan too. Okay, good. But I just wanted to apologize because I know that my parents were talking in the background. See how excited we are for the Olympic Games? Just kidding. They just came home from work. So
Oh, great for Shoma. Like low to mid nines for program components.
yeah.
Um, Little high, but I will allow it in the team event and for the most cleanly skated program.
So if Nathan just rotated his second quad, I think the jump he would be in second right now because he got 0 points with that double toe. So because right now he has 43 on components, which is actually pretty
No,
good.
that's not horrible for Nathan, actually.
So I think with higher technical base value, he would have been able to beat Baichenko and probably even Chan because Chan made so many technical errors. However, we can't change back time, so these are
No.
the results that we're going to be seeing.
I'm looking at the detailed results for Alexei Baichenko of Israel. He's got to be super proud of that.
Yeah, like look at judge number 8. Like they were really holding back on every different program component skill.
Yeah. At least on the technical elements, it's you don't see much of a blemish. Only like two
Exactly.
negative GOEs, but that's from individual judges, not the overall GOE total. Yay!
Yeah, it's always good to see a country like Israel, which were not the most, I don't know, strong in previous years, to be
Mm-hmm.
doing really well, and to have them qualify for the team event is really great. So those are my thoughts, I guess, on the men's event
All
so
right.
far. Yeah.
Well, I think that does it, Kanishka. So thank you for joining me on this recap, and all of you viewers, thank you so much. Video on my YouTube page. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Bye.